any kind. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Somebody's trying to pick up our pace. No, somebody was blasting through it.
All right, so it does look like we do have a quorum. The only absences that we believe we have tonight are Chief, and he's excused. Is there any other business that we need to add tonight?
I would like to add another business item for talking about the computer for the police chief's car. Oh, and adding Rebecca to the oath of office.
Is she, I thought she was on there. I could be wrong. Okay.
So
Yep.
the street vacation, that's what we needed to add as other business also, right? Are we able to do that? That's what Todd is saying, the city code, if we can get the actual.
Go ahead and put it on.
Okay,
other business.
so I wanted to put our alley vacate public hearing on
Alley vacate.
for
Just discussion.
discussion, yeah.
For what?
Anybody else have anything they'd like to add? All right, I will accept a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion, we accept the consent agenda.
I will second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And so we've got the department reports. Mine will be very brief, obviously, still new. I did attend the AWC training. Yes. Very informative. I picked up a lot of really good information. Lots of training forthcoming. Other than that, just been getting my feet wet. I've had amazing help from anybody and everybody that I've chatted with, asked help of, had questions for, so it has been wonderful. Other than that, just looking forward, we'll just continue trucking along and learning day by day. And then Public Works.
Hello. So, my report is the boat launch restroom has been repaired and opened back up. So we have two over there again now. The dump station's been closed since the 1st of December, due to weather. It started freezing, so we shut it down, so it wouldn't, damage anything. And we rocked some of the roads. Yes. Over there in the park, that were failing due to rain. So, we hung up the chief's lockbox in his office, so now he's got a lock box for his keys. The state came in and inspected our hot water heaters. They do every year. They never find anything wrong. I don't know. So, same guy. So he came in and just kind of signed off on it. So that was pretty good. We also had Rachel ordered the mixer motor for the treatment plant. So that's ordered. Hopefully it'll get here soon. And we also had our sanitary survey for the water department to the health department. It went well. The only thing they found was a loose vent tube on the top of well number 2. I've since welded a new fitting on and fixed it. So other than that, that's pretty much my report. Anybody have any questions?
When the mixer motor comes in, is that something that we'll install or, okay, perfect.
Yeah, it'll have to be all, I'm sure it'll come dry, so we'll have to put oil. I think.
Okay.
Get it all ready to go.
I'll have that delivery date tomorrow for you. I forgot
Yeah.
to call you back, but.
Well,
yeah.
We don't, yeah, we didn't know, so. No other questions? Okay, I also have a letter here that I would like to read to Mayor Devereaux. I am writing this letter to you with all due respect. To you as mayor of the city of Toledo to inform you that I will be stepping down as Public Works Director the 31st of January. It will be my last day in that position, and I appreciate all your support you've given since you've been here. It's been great. In no way, shape, or form did it have anything to do with the election. This decision was made in July. So, and I'd like to thank all the people that's actually helped me, supported me through all this stuff, all the clubs and everything else. Lions Club, Vision Toledo, Common Ground, a lot of people has helped me. So I'd like to thank them. And also the second part of this letter, I would like to offer my services for part-time employment to Mayor Devereaux. I can work up to 850 hours. And hopefully she'll take me up on that, and so I can help train and get through the year and maybe beyond for training and transition into my replacement, or however you guys decide that you're gonna hire, whatever you're gonna do. So yeah.
And thank you for your years of service and, you know, helping out Toledo. We definitely really appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, pretty proud of everything that we did. Got a lot of projects done. We worked through COVID. We worked through all the transition with nobody here. We always came to work, like we did. I'm very proud of them.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much.
what? That is.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, and for the police report, we only do that at the beginning of the month, and City Hall.
So we've processed our first permit this week for Rebecca. So I've been working on the Trello board, which is the platform that we've been using to kind of organize everything. Setting up templates with processes and, you know, step-by-step instructions. So basically anybody could jump on and know how to process a right-of-way application or a building permit. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and Rebecca was my guinea pig for setting that up. So hopefully it went smooth today. I did hear from Robert this morning, just to confirm everything. I haven't heard back from him, but I'm sure I will. So that was all.
Copy of something.
Yep, I'll end my process with however that process ends, and so that's kind of fun. And there's been more progress in the file room. I come in every Saturday. I work 3 to 6 hours, sometimes just trudging through old files and logging everything that gets destroyed. And so we had a LeMay bin delivered. And I think when he came last week, it was completely full. I mean, like the huge trash just of like stuff. So again, that takes a lot of time just logging everything. So like, I mean, each document has to get logged and the date it was destroyed and everything. So it's a slow process, but it's freeing up file room for us to be able to add more stuff to it. I've been working with Sherry on updating policies. I know we'll have a lot to roll out in January. The last staff did something through the AWC. It was called Well City, and they did like activities, and I know there was a treadmill here, stuff like that, and this got us a 2% reimbursement on our premium. It wasn't done for 2023. You have to like do some training and have a designated person, and yeah, so there's a little bit that goes into it. I think I'm gonna hand that off to Carly come January. We have to have our application in by February, but it does look like we get about $2,500 back at the end of the year. So if we're putting out less work than that to get that money back, it's kind of worth it. And then I did apply for a mini grant through the AWC for office wellness stuff that we got. We've been moving toward UB2 with cloud-based backups. We've got pricing. I know we need to do a little bit more digging because they're quite pricey. So we've also been looking into the fees that we pay through IT and all of our software. So I don't know what we're going to decide with that, but I think it'll probably be a decision that's made pretty soon. So And then Super Fun Monday, so our servers went down, I don't know how many you know, our servers completely crashed on Monday, I come in at 7. And by 8 o'clock of restarting the computers, and I realized I needed to call IT. So I guess it was our server and our motherboard, so they wanted us to mail our stuff up there, but I just decided to drive it up there, so we were down Monday and Tuesday of last week. I think we were back up by like 6:30 Tuesday night. Carly did good, holding down the office while I was gone with no computer access.
Tricky.
Yeah, especially when we just sent out delinquency notices and people are calling, wanting to do all that stuff, so I'm sure it was interesting, but. And again, the office continues to get cleaned up and modernized. Carly's been putting together furniture and moving stuff around and reorganizing. I've also spent some time doing training workshops through the Department of Retirement. Just making sure that we're following policy. There's a couple things that are supposed to get filled out yearly. I don't know if they've done them, but they're supposed to be done, so I did some for you to sign too. And we're getting ready to do our year-end closeout for 2023, so it'll be nice to put my first year away in a box completed. And then Cindy has been starting to train with Carly to take over the meeting agenda and the minutes and all that good stuff, so she can be doing less of that with us. Yeah, that's kind of it. This week's been just starting, so Monday went a lot more smooth.
Yeah. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
Did you apply some of the ergonomics to that grant you got? Cause those qualify.
I've got to see but because we've already bought it, they haven't sent me all this stuff of all the stipulations. It's like $150 or $50 or something. You only qualify from 50 to 150, and you're supposed to buy something that falls within whatever their parameters are. So Carly will let
What
you
you were
know.
talking about.
Yeah, we were actually looking at one of the like treadmills that go under your desk, since we have the standing desk now, like stuff like that. So if that's what we can get, that's probably what we'll end up getting.
It's nice to see the desk moving up and down.
Oh yeah, we stand like 90% of the day. It's nice. It's very nice.
Any other questions? All right, so we'll move into the council reports. Emily?
I took the MRS or the AWC training and got my certificate. So that was a long day, but worth it. So a huge amount of information thrown at you, but good, really good information. So, yeah, that's about it. So.
Well, let's see, I helped with the troubleshooting on the server. Was very happy when she was coming back with the server. I had been told that the last backup that was valid was Friday. And that would have meant about 40 hours worth of work that happened between Friday morning or Friday and Monday morning would have been lost. And so I was really glad that we didn't lose that. And actually, if the server had crashed a day earlier, the budget would have had some interesting numbers in it. So that was pretty nice. Still finishing up the LGIP worksheet. That's the city's investment worksheet. Having a problem now that the Windows version of Excel isn't liking how large the Excel file is. So I'm having to find out what's going on with that so that we can actually open it on a Windows machine. And so once we do that, we do have the numbers that we know we need to make. There's a couple changes that need to be made this year. One, we have 5 of the accounts that are holding a negative balance. Those all need to come to 0. And then we have pretty much the rest of the accounts have the wrong balance in our system. So it's basically just us saying that this portion has this amount of money and not this other amount of money. So it's just kind of pushing money around. And then, as Rachel said, we're going to move more of our investment money into that. The way the budget shows is that total number is cash in our bank money and our investment money gets added together. And so where she keeps those is at the treasurer's discretion, but it sounds like she'd like to start with 200,000 in there. Before we transferred 2 weeks ago,
250.
we put 250 in, which took it to $1 million, which is great. But we still have over $500,000 in that checking account, so we're gonna get more of that out and get it earning interest. And I also did the AWC elected officials seminar. That was really nice. I'm glad I did it via Zoom, but that was a lot of really good information for the newly started. So I'm really happy that they got to get that. And it also qualified as their open meetings training, although I would recommend that everybody do the specific open meetings training, because there's a lot of little gotchas in there. Got to go to the Toledo Neighbors Program yesterday. That was really nice to see that they're hopping. That's it's everything I've hoped for our food bank to have been doing. And so I'm really stoked about that. And I got to already enjoy some of the potatoes that we brought home. And I think that that's it for me.
Thank you. And Rebecca?
I also attended the training on Saturday, not last Saturday it was, and yeah, a lot of information and a lot of resources, so. I took lots of notes, but I'm not sure that I understand what my notes mean, so I have to go back through them. I'm really pleased that we, as a council, were able to accomplish amending the 2023 budget and getting the 2024 budget, we'll do second reading tonight. And give Eric a ton of credit for that, and I'm delighted to hear maybe you can get back to a normal life for you, your own job. But I feel like we're a council that works together well, and that's a good feeling. And yeah, my over 40-year-old fireplace insert disintegrated on me. I went to make a fire in it one morning and pieces were down on the base, so ran up to Olympia Fireplace and Spa and ordered a new fireplace, and didn't know you have to have a building permit, but they knew that. I didn't know if we were up and running yet, but apparently we are, and it turns out I was the first one. So, and he was down today and everything passed, and I got in the fire. And I think that's about it.
Thank you. Kathy?
Yes, I was late to the meeting, but attended the on Zoom, the AWC training, and I think now you can watch it. It's
Yeah.
available, so I can pick up. And besides that open meeting, there's so much in that that it'll be good to go back over that. Another thing that I just wanted to mention as I guess, a community service. I've been they call it a blood program leader, a site coordinator for the Red Cross blood banks for a long time, probably at least 25 to 30 years just doing that. And every other month, we have a blood drawing that our church sponsors, and we outgrew our space, and nationwide LDS churches offer up their facilities. So we have it in their cultural hall out by the freeway there. And it's just such a steady response from this community, but the surrounding communities. And our average is somewhere over 40 units collected every 2 months, which has earned us a rating of a premier site for and receiving blood units. Anyway, that does take up some of my time, but it's so well worth it when you see those people come in, especially the repeat ones, for years, hardly ever missing a time, and all ages. Especially fun to see the first timers as high school students that come in with a grandfather or their parent, and you know they're on a track to give, because it's something you can give that actually saves lives. So That's some of the things I do out in the community.
Perfect,
You're
thank you. Jamie?
Okay, I even wrote notes, so I know what I was talking about. So, I attended the AWC training in person at Battleground. And, with,
What's your?
Sherry. The mayor was there also, and it was, I actually was glad I went in person because you could interact with different people from different communities. Met the mayor of Longview. I provided her our meeting information in case she wants to drop in or Zoom drop in. And it was very interesting. They gave us different examples of things that might come up and had us all judge, you know, which choice it should be. Some of their questions were a little vague. They need to kind of hone up on some of those, I think, but all in all, it was good. I was glad I went to it. Long drive, but then I went to Costco afterwards, so it worked out fine. What else do I have? Okay, Battleground has their own code online. Just thought you should know, in case you want to go to their website, you can check it out, see what it's like. And they go with Code Publishing Company out of Seattle. I don't know if that's the same one that we were looking at. But considering it's a significant expense, if that's not the same one, we should probably look into those also. And regarding your first permit, as I mentioned earlier, I think we should preserve that for posterity. And, oh, yes, I gave you guys some AI documents in your informational stuff. And since we're going to be tackling this as a policy in January, I think we should all do our own homework on it so that we're all knowledgeable about what it is we're making policy for. This is new technology. There's gonna be pluses and minuses with all of it, and so we should probably know what we're talking about before we get there. And what else? Oh. Am I still a signatory? Because I've not gone down and,
I need to go do that too.
Yeah, I need both of you to go down and resign.
okay.
Yes, you are still,
Just thought I'd
yeah,
ask if I needed to sign.
yeah.
Oh, and there's a date on, we need to get on that, right? Because it's a,
30 days.
oh, okay, good.
But yeah, the sooner the better.
We need to get set up for payroll too, remind me tomorrow. Okay. So, and I need everyone's certificate or copies, so I can add it to your files, check off your classes. So,
Jamie, I got Pasco's AI or policy sent to me, so I have that to look at. I can have Rachel pass that or give that out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, thank you.
But yeah, you should probably do your homework and ask, what is AI and what do they use it for? And what are the pros and what are the cons? I'm done.
All right, for committee reports, I know planning commission is not able to be here tonight. Do we have anybody from the park board that would like to speak on behalf of the park board?
Not on the board, no. Well, like Mike said, he went and shut down the first, which is good. I appreciate that. Roadwork's been improved, which is awesome. It's a great start. I know we had two big piles of rock out there and then we put rock down quite a distance around the park, so that works out well. Right now, all I'm doing is working on just picking up all the limbs, and I'll be getting together with some timber guys, because I got one big tree that's already fallen to the backside of it. And then I need to know, because there's gonna have to be a burn done. on the piles that are being made, especially to the backside of the access road by the school. And so I'm looking for a little bit of direction, if I should just go down to the fire department and say, hey, what are we gonna do to get this taken care of? Or, and I'm looking for a little direction from either the park board to the city council or from city council proper. So I can start getting that legwork done. It wouldn't be done till after the first year, but I want to make sure we're one step ahead.
And we found our permit online yet.
Yeah, you can just do it online. You just file a burn permit online.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
How big are the piles?
One would probably take the big front loader, the one that's, to the back of the park.
Right.
by Access road, where they filled those big ones that really fit.
I have a,
The little ones I can just take with the little.
Well, what I was saying, we got a place up top that we could haul them instead of burning them.
yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
like, don't burn them in town, cause then all that smoke goes in town, and
Or
it's
probably
a
take a front loader or the
it's an ordinance.
drivers are gonna get it. If it's not.
Yeah.
Put like call spring.
To take that wheel dump or.
Yeah, it should probably get removed. from
Yeah, we
the-
have a place up top, on top of the hill there that we can take them. And-
Okay, then I get.
That's what we're
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's up to them.
Yeah, okay, so
I think it's something to go.
we'll look at, I look for a little direction. I can work with Mike and get it moved or.
I think if we've got a place that we can move it for, composting purposes or whatever, just to get it, out of there and somewhere where it can degrade, then that's,
I guess it's the old city dump.
yeah, which I think would be totally fine to move it up there,
All right,
and get it out of your hair.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Tosser.
Exactly.
The park is still open through the winter?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
The park is still open through the winter?
As I'm told right now, it's through, the winter, I was gonna get with them and make sure that, the dump is closed, so that everyone's aware of what's going on with that.
And then, so there's a sign or something on the
Yep,
dump that
Yeah,
says.
Mike put the sign up, and put the barricades up, so it's closed.
And then have you gotten reservations?
No,
No.
I think a lot of that has to do too, is that, we recently, if I'm not mistaken, raised the rates.
Correct.
For the park that took effect, and it wasn't like it was last winter when it was $35 a day. Or $70 a day during winter, I think it actually went up, so that might decrease that crowd a little bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't had any, but it's been pretty good.
That's good, because $35 wouldn't cover the electric.
No.
Hit the wheel.
What are you saying?
Present company excluded.
And do we have any public comment on the agenda items? Okay. Right, on to new business, so we've got the Wiggle Stop contract. Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I make a motion that we approve the Wiggle Stop contracts.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
It specifically indicates nonprofit. We are a sovereign entity. We are
Nope,
not a
yeah.
nonprofit.
We run this, I think we run, who was on the?
This
front of
is,
We don't have
this
Billy.
is, in tandem with, Vision Toledo and, the Lions Club, who are carrying the, the grant.
Yeah, so we're running it through.
Then why is the city signing off on it?
Because we're receiving money.
What the
Because we're
county wants.
receiving money
Yeah.
for it,
Yes,
but the
the
other
ARCO
two
does
are
it.
carrying the grant.
They know that we're a for-profit. We had to submit all of our P&Ls and our budget and all that stuff. They know we're for profit. That was in part of the
We're for profit.
application.
We're for profit.
For profit.
And we are.
Yeah, we're a sovereign entity. We're
Yeah.
not a nonprofit.
But if Lions and Vision are named the head of it, is that how we?
But they're not even in this contract. Is my issue. They're not named anywhere.
I don't think this went through the
I wish
lanes.
Joe was here. Yeah, I thought it was Vision Toledo, but Emily, you were working with Joe.
I
on this,
was,
right?
but I wasn't here with any of that when it got assigned, like when it all came together. It was my understanding that we showed money to get the backing of all of this money, so they all awarded it separately, right? That was the person who's giving us this grant is, the,
RCO, yeah,
is it
it's the
RCO?
county, right?
The county is not
Oh, it's the,
RCO.
this is the county's, the,
This is,
Thank you.
this is the Board of Commissioners, this is,
Well, the first line says the
Sure.
agreement is made between Centralia Chehalis Chamber of Commerce and those counties.
yeah, so this is the lodging tax, this is oh my gosh, what's the name of them? The people that, give out
county
all the
commissioners.
money.
Oh,
No, no,
license-
the people that give out all the money that have the,
that way.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah. no.
yeah, the lodging tax, they have a big pot of money and they're like, they.
Economic Alliance.
The Economic Alliance, is it that? No, it's not
No,
the
it's not.
Economic Alliance, no, sorry, I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're under the Lewis County Commissioners. That's why the commissioners, all three have signatories on.
Yeah, so this tax gets in a big pot of money and there's a board that sits on that big pot of money and then it gets awarded, right, to a whole bunch of people. And then we're one of those people, I believe is what this says. That got awarded money, so.
Just since there is so much confusion on this, is it something we would like to table until our next meeting?
we have until the 30th to turn this contract in. Yeah, they just got it.
So then have a special meeting, but this puts us in a legal liability if it's not clarified. Because if they give us the money and we use the money, and then they come back and say, but you're not a nonprofit.
Can we approve it based on them getting back to us with an understanding that we're not a nonprofit?
Or can we make an
Funding.
amendment to the motion?
Okay. Up to is hereby pledged on a reimbursement basis from the county in a fiscal 2023 solely for the purpose of paying all or part of the cost of tourism promotion, acquisition of tourism facilities, or operation of tourism related within Lewis County. Right? Use of funds. So basically, we have to keep. We put everything that we were gonna do for the Wiggle Stop, it all got put into a we sent it all off. I never saw the final thing, actually.
understand that it's going to the vision.
It has to be that way.
They have to pay it out of pocket up front.
And then it gets.
Yeah, and then it's a reimbursement. That's how it's
And then they get reimbursed.
correct.
So I don't know how that applies to the city.
Yeah, and part of this was, we got a,
Of Envision Toledo.
right, and then Vision Toledo donated some money. There was part of that we had to have so much of it donated, which they already pledged to donate. Yes,
But we're the recipient of it, so we have to approve that we're
That was-
willing to receive this.
Yes, and use
After
it in the
it's
way
spent,
that they want
it's a
us to use
reimbursement.
it.
So the city is the recipient of the grant.
yeah, we reimbursed. Once we paid for it and got the money that was pledged,
So the city's
we
gonna
get-
pay for it, but the Toledo Vision Toledo and Lions Club are gonna do the work and put things together.
It's funneled through them because they are maintaining their nonprofit status.
right, and then we get reimbursed through this LC tax, or whatever, L
I
tax.
guess that makes sense.
Right, but why are we signing for it?
Because we're receiving.
Because we're the, yeah,
Because
The
we're
city's receiving the funds and then it's going out to the nonprofit organization.
Right, but I've read through this whole thing, and this basically says, if you're not a nonprofit, you have to give money back. And so my concern is the liability that we have.
So, does it sound, it
Never
refers to
heard
the
it says that.
organization, and that would be the nonprofit. So is it somewhere that it explains that the city isn't keeping those funds?
No,
It's
not,
going to,
not in those words.
And we're the only one named in this.
In that nonprofit status and acknowledgement.
Can you tell me where, Jamie, that you're catching, what's catching you specifically?
Is it item
Specifically,
With the
it
17.
names city of.
We're at-
Sure, talking
Lakeville
number
and
3.
no
so
other
section 3.
organization. And it also says, if you're not a nonprofit, you will have to give the money back if they find out at the end that, oh, wait, you were not a nonprofit, or you did not have your nonprofit status at the time that you have to give the money back.
where does
It
it?
almost feels like the Lions Club should be signing this as the
Where does
city,
it name?
or the Vision Toledo.
I see that.
Right at the very top.
And I see it at 17 too.
on item?
City of Toledo Tourism Service.
I gotta think we're not the only city that they're giving, I mean, cause it's. for-
No, there are so many cities that they're giving grants out to.
And
Joan will really be
additionally,
here to explain it to us.
I just sent her a text.
that
She
was
available
what I
for
was
call.
gonna say is, if we're gonna present something like this, we need the person with the knowledge to be here.
Yeah.
And why do we not have the parameters of the grant with us also?
What do you mean, the scope that it's referring to?
Mhm.
Cause it's just a rough scope right now. Joe's working on it. And I think she sent us a rough draft, but she's still working on the scope because what we'd originally put together was for more money. So now we're trying to get prices for things to make sure they fall within that $25,000 range. And so she's waiting on pricing to get back from several people.
How about this? We could approve this, but we could have it
Clarify.
pending any use of any funds, since it has to be pre-spent funds. We could set up so that in January, we can meet again and basically require that we approve any use of funds. So that way it would just be a dead document. If we sign this and then don't ever make use of this wiggle stop money, then we wouldn't be having anything to give back. That way we don't have to meet next Monday. I don't want to meet next Monday.
And clarification from the county commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll, when we send this back, I can send them an email and just say, hey, we need clarification.
So I'd like to amend it to be that we require, before any money is spent, that we need to make a final approval. But that we can approve the signing of this by the mayor.
Final approval and clarification.
Final approval and clarification. You got that, Carly?
Yeah. Can I get a second?
I need a second on
I'll
that.
second.
Then moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
I'd like to thank Joe for doing a whole ton of work on this, and Emily for standing alongside of her. I'm hoping that works out.
I think so. I think it'll be nice to see, if you could get a, sign that says, you can walk your dog at the park, that's what this is about. Anyway. Okay.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Motion carries. We're on to ordinance 797, which is the Puget Sound Energy Franchise Agreement.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 797 with the Puget Sound Energy Franchise Agreement.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
There is, but I can't find my question. Oh, yeah. So I thought we had agreed not too long ago that we were not going to go into long-term agreements. This is 25 years. And also that we were gonna look into getting some remuneration. They've got a franchise, non-exclusive franchise. There's no remuneration in here and it's for 25 years. Discussion.
What does PSE provide to Toledo?
Yes.
Is that's our gas?
Yeah,
So that's why we're,
that's mechanical fires.
so I'm assuming we do get tax revenue like we do on the PUD.
Quarterly
We get
tax.
quarterly tax revenue from them. They do pay us a portion. I don't know what that number is.
I have a question. A lot of people are getting $0 on their bill. Mine is only like $16 a month. It's usually hundreds. Where did the state get involved? It appears to me that somewhere PSC has to be reimbursing people for excess charges on gas. Does anyone understand what's going on? You know what's going on? I know my bill is only like $16 a month. Some people have said their bill is $0, which is usually $100 a month or more.
I heard something like that at the federal
I
level.
don't know what that is.
Damn it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I heard
So
something
I
like
think the
that.
state sued them
That's what.
for something. I thought it was the Attorney General sued PSC. And then they have to refund X million dollars. But I don't know. I'm just curious if anyone else does.
Well, I'm not
Well,
sure if
I
that has
didn't-
anything to do with ordinance 797.
But my,
However, I do believe that, we could talk about the remuneration, in, our, ordinance.
And I will say that this has been passed around back and forth between both PSE and, Buzzard's office multiple times. So it's definitely been under the microscope as well.
Yeah,
Well, because we were addressing it earlier when we were talking about Sprint.
I kind of thought of that as a different thing where, I mean, this is natural gas to the city.
So-
I would say we don't really have a choice.
Yeah, and so the ordinance itself, it says an ordinance granting Puget Sound Energy, a Washington corporation, its successors, and assigns the right, privilege, authority, and franchise to set, erect, lay, construct, extend, support, attach, connect, maintain, repair, replace, enlarge, operate, and use facility in, upon, over, under, along, across, and through the franchise area to provide for the transmission, distribution, and sale of the gas for power, heat, light, and such. Other purposes for which gas may be used. But this isn't so much, I mean, it says that it allows for the travel for the sale of. So I don't know that if we're already getting funds from it, as far as, you know, what we're seeing come in from people using it, like I'm much like Joe is, our house, we don't use it at all, but we get billed $16 just to have it accessible. So if we're getting money there, and they're only asking for the use to be able to basically maintain, repair, and run new lines, is that something that we're needing to charge more from them for?
We're not charging them anything.
Yeah. Is that what you're asking? us
Yeah,
to?
They're paying
They're-
us though.
They pay us.
They pay us, and Buzzard did look over this contract too. They have, his office has.
What do you
reviewed.
mean they pay us?
They pay us taxes quarterly.
That's taxes. That's
But they pay
That's
us.
a legislated thing.
Right.
For whoever does business. That's not the same as we grant you access to our properties. Free of charge.
I think that's what the tax is for though.
Mm-mm. The
It's
tax
'cause
is,
revenue is a share. It's like a sales tax equivalent.
Okay,
But it's a utility tax. That's.
Yeah.
right, like the various utility taxes.
But this is, I see this as different than Sprint, where Sprint just wants to come compete with Toledo Tel. Or run their wire through the town and not really provide us a benefit that we don't already have. And
so,
natural gas. is
so
what keeps
they
my
get
house
a
warm.
non-compete and pay nothing. They have no competition
No,
It's-
and they're not
It's a
paying us a
utility.
thing.
I don't think there's.
No, they
no
actually are
gas-
paying, well,
Who lays gas anymore?
They-
Jeez. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They do
Yeah.
provide service and they,
There. I actually pay for gas.
Mhm.
With furnaces, I have 2 furnaces. I pay for the gas, so they do charge tax
Mhm.
that goes back to the city,
Yeah,
just like Toledo Town and everybody else, right? It's a utility. So they're asking for access to all your alleys and everything else, basically.
yeah, make sure that the pipes don't blow up.
Basically.
And we wouldn't turn them off because we don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
for
We're,
gas.
we're looking
I'd
for
be very
avenues of
cold.
revenue. If you don't ask, you're not
the
getting.
problem I would
ours.
have with this is that it's something our residents use, and if we were to try to hit them for money, then that's just gonna be passed straight through to our residents.
Has the question ever been asked?
No,
is this something that maybe we should maybe table this unless it's needing to be done, have Buzzard relook at?
I don't know that I wanna spend more money on Buzzard. It's something, I mean, a 700 person town isn't really, I just. Maybe I.
Yeah, so we have a franchise with the state for our water main that comes down their highway. Rachel, do you know if we have to pay them for anything?
I don't think so.
We don't. All we have to do is make sure we go through them if we ever work on it or do anything, it has to be up to their standards and codes.
Okay,
Yeah, I personally think of this differently, just as because it's a utility as opposed to a
That's all.
for-profit.
I wanna know what you-
I mean, that means that we don't have to
Sprint
pay
is
for
the
someone to
utility.
come in.
But they only,
Not really.
they only pay to have a line that they dug ditches for, put through Toledo. Toledo people don't,
Service them.
right, they're not servicing, it's just a place where they can, are allowed to run
Basically,
their
we're
line.
getting serviced, that we're getting a service
It's
with these
called
gas
free
lines for
rent.
$1, basically too, if you think about it.
Say it again.
Also, we're also getting these gas lines serviced basically for $1, right? If you think about it. If you think about it that way, right? Is that right? I don't know. That's how I'm thinking about it right now. I mean, they're coming through the city, making sure pipes don't blow up all throughout the city.
well, let's go ahead and call it to a vote. All of those in favor?
I
Okay.
Whatever.
That's not a great answer.
appreciate it. I appreciate that you dive into these. I do.
I with grudging.
All right, and then we do. As we discussed at the, I think it was the December 4th meeting, there was a letter drafted that's gonna go out to Washington State Department of Transportation. Do we have copies of it over there as well? No, okay.
Did you make a motion for this?
I don't, this isn't a motion thing, is it?
I think we are gonna look for a motion, yeah, just for it to be able to go out. Has everybody had the chance to read it? Did anybody want to hear it?
It would probably be good. to-
Yeah. So it's basically a collaborative appeal for the effective safety solutions for the 505 intersections in the city of Toledo. Says, dear Secretary Roger Millar, I am writing to you along with my city council to point out an issue of critical importance to our community, the need for enhanced pedestrian safety at the intersections of State Route 505 with Ramsey Way, North Second Street, and State Route 506 with State Route 505. While our city has similarities with 24 other cities, towns situated on state routes, that have successfully implemented effective traffic and pedestrian safety measures, Toledo faces a unique challenge. The intersection near our post office, one of the most traveled in our city, is located just beyond a downhill corner, significantly reducing visibility and exacerbating the risk to pedestrians. This unique topographical feature sets us apart from other examples and intensifies the need for tailored safety measures. The initial efforts to improve pedestrian safety at these intersections have fallen short, as they were rendered inadequate by the volume of traffic leading to their removal. The inevitable approach of monitoring the situation from the Washington Department of Transportation will not lead to the improvements we desperately need. The potential danger at the post office intersection due to its high traffic and reduced visibility is concerning. It's imperative that we take action to prevent the tragic incidents in this area. We cannot overlook the possibility of serious injury or even fatalities occurring due to the current lack of adequate safety measures. We are seeking a proactive and collaborative approach with the Washington State Department of Transportation to address these issues. Drawing inspiration from other towns, we believe that implementing a stop lens at the intersection of Ramsey North Second Street and Highway 505 could significantly improve pedestrian safety, considering our unique geographical challenges. Enclosed, you will find our research on safety measures in other towns, along with our communication history and previous efforts. This information highlights the urgent need for specific and immediate action in Toledo. We would request an actionable meeting with your department aiming to implement effective safety solutions. Your support and guidance are vital to protect our residents and prevent potential tragedies at our community's busiest and most challenging intersections. Thank you for your attention to the pressing matter. We are ready and committed to working in partnership with the Washington State Department of Transportation to ensure a safer Toledo for everyone, and that would be signed by not only myself, but the rest of the council.
I'll make a motion that we send this letter.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would recommend that we also put that grade percentage.
Add that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't seen it fully. They are just, they've had, since Carol and Steve aren't here to talk about it. We have been on this for well over a year. They had a turnover in the position of the person we've been working with, and this is the new person who's decided they just want to wait and see again. They've done multiple traffic studies. They came out here and they know exactly what we're working with. What I don't think they've tried to do is cross the street in the evening heading south. Right from the post office corner to the bank corner and have a car be halfway across. Cause I know, cause I've done it multiple times, be halfway across and have a car come down the hill, you better run. Cause they're not gonna see you, they're not gonna slow down. And we're gonna have somebody hit.
I have some amendments to the letter.
That's just it. I'm not disputing that.
But
I'm saying add that to it, because if it's in writing in front of you,
Yes.
you can't pretend you don't.
Cause maybe the
see it.
bureaucrat's not.
Overlook that our citizens live in constant
Hold on,
fear
yes.
of that possibility.
One at a time.
So that is true. This person may not be looking at all of the details that we've poured over.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and if it gets elevated to somebody else, it's right there in black and white.
Can Public Works measure the grade of that? No,
I believe they have the geological maps and
yeah.
everything, it's their highway, so I'm pretty sure they
Rise over one.
should have that information.
I looked it up.
You may have to request that they pull it up, but
Yeah, I think providing them with as much information as possible in black and white, so that they can't dispute that they kind of overlooked it.
Yeah, definitely.
Perhaps also like the fact that, State Route 506 is also, it's not a state route anymore, it's a county road. It used to be, but it's not anymore. So, we need to really make sure we know what we're talking about.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I was putting in there, like, our citizens do live in constant fear of the possibility of serious injury. I mean, attention, so.
We're sending it along with all the rest of this information, right?
That was my question.
Yeah, all that'll be sent along.
All, you said all the background.
Yeah, I mean, you see what follows, there's a ton of.
Kathy, do you have any comments on it?
Section here, but that's-
It's not even pedestrians. If you have driving your car out of the parking lot
Yeah.
of the post office and then you cross the highway to get to the bank area, that the rest is Second Street. You're even taking your chance in your car.
Yeah.
Because you cannot see far enough for the speed the cars are coming down that and around the curve.
Better safe than sorry.
This is a serious situation. And many of our senior people really can't trot across fast
they
when they
can't.
see a car coming.
Our seniors citizen center is downtown.
And we've used the flags.
And
you
I do
know,
like, I like the idea of sending it certified, so
Yeah.
they have to actually.
Oh, yes, sign for,
Are we all physically signing this?
yes.
Yes.
So do we need to come in sometime this week and
Tomorrow, possible, yeah.
with the final?
Yeah.
I'll Carly reach out to you guys. We'll get it on letterhead, get it all ready.
Alright, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed?
I only say
Yeah.
nay because I don't think it's very well.
I know that, but I didn't know if there was.
I think it can be better written, that's the only thing. Okay,
Motion carries. We are on to unfinished business. So we are doing the second reading for the amended 2023 budget. Ordinance number 795. An ordinance amending the city of Toledo's annual budget for the calendar year 2023 as stated in section 1. But the motion?
I'll move that we accept ordinance 795, amending the 2023 budget.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. I know, I'll ask if we have any discussions. I know we detached it out a lot.
I'd like to start because I didn't have some numbers fresh off the top of my tongue last time. And the $32,000 expense in the water sewer expense fund is, I did know the $20,000 into the truck fund. But then the other two are, our audit was water is paying for another 5K of our audit overage, sewer is paying for another 5K of our audit overage. The lift station PUD bill, and it used to be along with the water sewer plant. But we divided those up into two different numbers, and when we divided them up, our PUD bill is $500 more than it was, and we bought a $1,000 phone that wasn't on budget, so that's 32,000-ish. That's it.
Okay. On page 3. Special events first day, $500, special events first day,
Wait a minute.
250.
Did that not get corrected?
Not in my copy.
That's a good,
Wait,
that's a
what are you
different
talking-
ordinance.
That's not on
It's
the
on
budget.
your ordinance.
We're just on.
We're on
From 7, yeah, we're
795.
795.
Oh, so that's the other one?
Yeah, 786 is the 2024.
Okay, well, that's my comment when we go there.
Okay. Any other discussion on ordinance 795? All right, we'll call it to a vote. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we will move on to ordinance 796. An ordinance for the city of Toledo, Washington, adopting a budget for the city of Toledo for the year 2024 as required by law. Adopting the 2024 fee schedule, which is attachment A, and adopting all city of Toledo policies and procedures list, attachment B. And we'll accept, I'll accept the motion.
I make a motion that we accept ordinance 796, the 2024 budget.
I'll second.
And okay, so the discussion, sorry, Jamie, this is because this web content was brought forward from the last meeting. The actual copy, it does say special event second day
Okay,
so So that wasn't updated in the council packet.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because
Absolutely.
couldn't tell if you didn't know what price you wanted to charge or what.
Yeah.
All right, we're down to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good, they didn't have to throw it out. All right, motion carries. All right, so on to our other business. So we do have the oath of office for all three of the newly elected or re-elected. So we're gonna do this all in unison.
Also known as the city council north.
City council. All right. It's our own design. Oh, maybe, I guess.
You got one.
Jamie's. I guess it really is. All right. Can I have everybody raise their right hand? All right, so I, state your name,
Jamie Scalise.
Happy to override.
do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I am a citizen of the United States,
that I am a citizen of the United States,
the state of Washington, and the city of Toledo,
the state of Washington, and the city of Toledo,
that I will support the Constitution and laws
That I
that I
will
will
support
support the Constitution and laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the ordinances of the city of Toledo,
and the ordinances of the city of Toledo,
and will do for the city of Toledo,
for the
For the
city
city
of
of
Toledo,
Toledo,
Lewis County, Washington,
Lewis
Lewis County, Washington,
as such duties are prescribed by law.
as such duties are prescribed by law,
So help
So
me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
that's really, really. Yeah, this one is yours.
I know, I like, I can't reach clear down the table.
Magical out there, huh?
Okay, so that, do we have any public input this evening?
You have two more.
Oh, we have.
Oh, sorry, yes, that's great, forgot, we do have the other businesses.
We've already signed them.
Those will be signed.
Chief's car, and what was the other one?
And then, they wanted to also discuss the alley vacation,
Oh, yeah.
public hearing process.
So it seems like the last alley vacate that we did, we had a public hearing at planning commission. And then we had once it was approved by planning commission, we had another public hearing at council. Todd was under the understanding that that's how everybody wanted it. That's not what our city code states. And so I was wanting to go back to following our city code because it doesn't make sense now that we're doing all these permitting to have people jump through all these hoops. It's a waste of their money. It's a waste of kind of everyone's time. I think the proper way to do it is for them to submit the application, for it to go to Todd. And then he would submit his report to planning, and then planning would look it over, and they would either they would write their recommendation, and then it would get sent up to council after they got their appraisal. And then council, from there, once it got to council, there would be the public hearing, and that's when was for the alley vacate. I believe we only had one public hearing for the alley vacate. And it was the public hearing for the 12-plex. So I think there was just some misunderstanding that Todd got, so that this is more just for clarification as far as like, I just need guidance. Can we just follow code?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna, anybody want a motion to change that?
No,
legislation?
No, that was a courtesy for the public. I
Yeah,
believe.
that was a courtesy for the public.
That's what that was my understanding too, but I think Todd's was a little bit different. And I don't know if planning was wanting to be involved in it, but planning will still be involved in it. They're still gonna see it. They're still gonna make their recommendation. I just don't see the point in 2 public hearings because then the resident has to pay for those.
Yeah.
On top of the application fee, Todd's time and everything else. Just didn't really.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then, Eric, did you want to talk about the computer?
Yeah, so the computer for the police car, looks like we're gonna be able to get it from a Diamond certified Panasonic laptop dealer. It's one of the best and most well-known laptops for police cars. It's the Panasonic CF33. And I think I was looking at the refurbished one because it's this Panasonic refurbished. We can get it with the warranty. All in for something slightly under $3,000, which is much less than we thought we were gonna spend. And we don't have the specific one yet. Or we don't have our 3 things because we need to spend the money this year. So if they're all kind of about the same, I really like this one, this person. I was on the site trying to put together a price so that we could get something for today. And I chose the chat option and the guy said, why don't we talk on the phone? And he came up with a price that was about half of what I was putting together on the website. So it seems like it's a pretty good deal. Dwayne wasn't able to get any help from the county because they're busy upfitting all of their vehicles. So they're busy and told him to go away.
So your preference is the refurbished one?
I think so.
It still has the same warranty as a new one.
Yeah, we can get it with a 3-year warranty for like $200, $200-300 more. So, and this bid right here is under $2,000. But by the time we're done, we're going to take it to a car electronics store and have them do the install.
What's the typical warranty on a new one? How long does that last?
It's gonna be about. The warranty is gonna be like a year unless you buy more warranty. The reason that there is a ton of these refurbs is because there's a lot of really rich police departments that swap their computers out like annually or something.
I guess my question is,
So-
how long do those typically last? How long do those?
The lifespan of the
Yeah.
hardware will most likely outlive the lifespan of the
Far.
validity of the computer. I mean, right, because the computer's gonna obsolete before it's gonna wear out. And these are Panasonic they're tough books. Is what they're called. So it's specifically made for this task. This one actually is a phablet, so that you can lift the screen off. And he can have a tablet that he can take with him, and it's a tough book tablet, yeah.
And Dwayne likes it too.
Yeah, I think so. I asked him what he wanted and he said, I want what's normal. So yeah, what works, and I did research and this is pretty much one of the big ones. It's still being made by Panasonic. So I guess I'm asking for us to approve. So the question is, it's in the budget now. We approved it in the amendment. So,
You don't need a motion.
and so do we need a motion to spend the money to buy it? It sounded like we don't need to do
There was
that.
those policies that I posted, I don't know if they got.
I don't want us to
added
be in the
the
business of approving every single expense that we already.
No, I
budgeted.
think the way it was worded was that if it's in the budget, it's fine, but if it's over $500 and not in the budget, if you read it, that's what it states.
Yeah.
I found the city council. I think I emailed those to you and added them to Trello.
So does council think that we need to make a motion and
Does
say
it like-
spend this, or should, because we did that, we just did that with when we approved the amendment.
Eric, before you go and make that purchase, you may want to get a hold of the details and shoot that out to county. Because make sure it's compatible to what the county is gonna program for dispatch, so. that-
Okay, it's a standard Windows machine. And that's what everybody's moving to. I guess the thing I was thinking that it was becoming obsolete and the guy told me that it's the Android tablets that have all been obsoleted.
Yeah.
And so it's running Windows 10.
Cool.
on
I just
it.
wanna make sure that.
Yeah, absolutely, I guess.
You don't want you to find nothing, and all of a sudden they say, oh, we can't program it. So you just wait. for the-
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure Dwayne does that. Okay, thank you. So did we determine we're just fine then?
Mhm.
I'm really happy that it's coming. I was really thought we were gonna be spending $6,000 or $7,000. Cause they get expensive really fast.
So we're okay to order it after you discuss it with. The county and make sure that it's gonna.
Compatible.
I'll have
Yeah.
Dwayne do that,
Okay.
or the clerk.
Are we getting one or two?
I think we're just getting one. See how it goes.
And Microsoft Games is gonna be shut off, right?
I don't think he plays games.
And is there any public comment tonight?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a comment that it's really nice to see that we've got a new mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. She's getting her feet wet.
She's doing a good job.
Go ahead.
She's trying.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
For a second.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? All right, perfect. Meeting adjourned.
Congratulations.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.
Now they have,
Yeah.
you know.